Our topic for today is just do it. So I took a survey a couple of days ago, and one of the questions I asked was, is it easy said than done? It's just do it easier said than done. And so oftentimes we hear people go out there and do it. You can do it. Just do it anyway. Just do it. What are you waiting for? However, there are things that could potentially be stopping us from just doing it. But let's take it back a couple of steps. So in 1988, Nike, we all know Nike. We know the brand. It has been around for years. 1988, Nike coined the term just do it. But to think about the origination of this term, it came from its marketing campaign director, Mr. Weldon. What happened is Nike was trying to find a slogan or something that was going to catch its customers, and that it was going to, the whole goal was to make sure that it successfully empowered people to believe that with wearing their brand, they could do anything. So they came up with they came up with the slogan, just do it. So Weldon got this slogan from a late convicted felon, Gary Gilmore. So Gary was in a face-off with police. In the middle of that face-off, of course, he felt as though at that moment, I'm probably not going to win. I'm probably not going to win this battle, and it's going to end for me at this moment. I'm not sure what he thought, but that's what I would have thought at that moment. However, even in the midst of that face-off, the term that he used in that very moment was, let's do it. At that point, he felt like he had nothing to lose. There was nothing that could go wrong. There was nothing else that was holding him up but just to do it. So with that term, Weldon got it and said, well, you know what? That's something that goes along with what we're trying to empower people to do at Nike, to just do it, to believe in themselves regardless and no matter what. So Nike decided to coin that term in 1988, just do it, to empower every single person that wears their shoes, their clothes, whatever they have on, to believe that they can do it and they can do the impossible and they could successfully make it happen. Right? So we've been saying that for years. Just do it. You can do it. You just got to get out there and do it. But there are some things that are holding up, and there are some reasons for why we're just not doing it. Right? But we don't talk about those things a lot. But I want to take this time this morning to talk about those things. Right? So as we're looking at just do it, we see it and we hear it a lot of time. But people say this, but how do you actually do it? How do I actually do it? And the it is the thing that I have been aiming for, the thing that I have been pushing for, the thing that I've been dreaming up about, the thing that I want to pursue. How do I do it? So let's look at it. Number one, I'm going to provide you some steps because I understand what it feels like to say just do it, but still combating to how to actually do it. All right. So this is for you, only for you. If you're stuck in the middle and you want to do it, but you don't know how to do it, this is for you. Number one, acknowledge exactly what it is that you want to do. Just acknowledge it. If you got to write it down, write it out, whatever it is, acknowledge exactly what it is that you want to do. Number two, acknowledge why. Why do you want to do it? Acknowledge why. You know, I'm a strong believer that everything has a why attached to it. And when you identify the why, it helps make the process doable because I have a reason for why I'm doing it. So number one, acknowledge exactly what you want to do. Number two, why do you want to do this? Right? Why did Nike want to find a slogan? Because they wanted to, number one, beat their competitors at that time in 1988. Reebok was their competitors. Yeah, we're talking about Reebok. Y'all remember the Reebok classics? We wore them whites, them blacks. You had to get a fresh pair every month because they creased up so bad. But Reebok was Nike's number one competitor. So they had to figure out a reason to create a slogan that was going to catch the attention of people and to make them believe in their brand. Right? So that was their why. Number three, acknowledge what is stopping you from doing it. Acknowledge what is hindering you from doing it. What is that it? Is it starting your business? Right? Is it taking the next step in your career? What is your it? Is it going about starting your goal of purchasing a home, applying for a job? What is your it? Right? And ask yourself and acknowledge, why are you not doing it? Right? Number four, acknowledge the anxiety or fear that keeps you from doing it. And that could be the reason why you're not doing it. Acknowledge what is it that is keeping you from doing it. Is it anxiety? Is it fear? Is it doubt? Is it disbelief? Is it lack of belief in yourself? You got to acknowledge those things, because those are things that are actually hindering us and stopping us from doing it. We can easily just go out there and do it, but then when we finally get out there, we don't do it, right? And it hinders us. Those things is anxiety, or fear of failure, fear of not having enough resources, doubt in myself. Can I keep it going? Can I do it? Can I talk through these things? Can I work through these things? All right. So what is the acknowledged anxiety and fears that keeps you from doing it? Number 5, believe that you can do it. Number 5, you have to believe that you can do it. In order to just do it, you got to believe that you can do it. What people don't know is that Weldon, who is the campaign and marketing manager, or at that time for Nike, he had 24 hours left. They given him time to come up with a slogan. He had 24 hours left. He still didn't have anything. Right? Still didn't have anything. That night, before his presentation, he stayed up all night because he could not give up. And he said, no, I know what I can produce. The other slogans he put before them, they was like, no, that ain't it. That ain't it. But he stayed up the night before and he made it happen because he believed in his talents. He believed in his ability, and he believed that he could bring something to the table that would change the game for the Nike brand going forward. 1988 to now, 2022. I'm not about to do the math, okay? I'm not going to put myself out there and try to figure it out. But it's been years, and that slogan has mastered its concept for that brand. Everybody's talking about just doing it, but it started with the belief. You have to believe in yourself that you can do it, right? When I first started getting into life coaching and even motivational speaking, I look back at a video just this weekend, and when I was so scared to even talk on a camera. Now I've been talking on camera every week, but I was afraid because I just didn't like hearing myself. I didn't like what I sounded like, but I had to get to the point where I had to believe in myself. It's not about you. It's about who's going to benefit from what you're doing, but you can do it, Cammie. You have what it takes to do it. You had to believe in yourself. It's not easy, but just doing it starts with you believing in yourself. Number 6, find support in helping you do it. You ain't got to do it alone. You ain't got to figure it out. I love meeting new coaches. I love meeting people that are in the same arena that I'm in, because I can reach out, ask for help. I can watch what they're doing. I can learn from them. That's support. I can find insight. I can't do everything on my own. You can't do everything on your own. But you have to have support. So when you're trying to do something and you're trying to figure it out by yourself, that's what makes you feel overwhelmed by the thought of, can I really do it? Or it's easier said than done, but you can do it. Number 7, celebrate your process. As you're beginning to do it, you have to celebrate your process. That's what gets you going on the journey of just doing it. Not that I have to have it perfect the first time. Not that everything has to be done correctly the first time, but I'm celebrating my journey. I'm celebrating what I did. Girl, you done got up and you done got in front of these cameras. What? You done got you some clients. What? Celebrate your process. 2 years ago, I didn't think that was going to happen at that moment, but I had to adjust my mindset, right? And I had to activate and realize what was holding me back. What did I actually want to do? What was stopping me? What anxiety and fear, disbelief, doubt, all of those things were hindering me. And then I had to believe that I could do it. And then I had to celebrate in the process. So just do it. Yes, it's easier said than done, but these are some keys I want you to remember, right? That can activate you to know that you can do it. As a reminder, number 1, acknowledge exactly what it is that you want to do. Number 2, acknowledge the why behind why you want to do this. Number 3, acknowledge why you're not doing it. What is stopping you and what's hindering you? Number 4, acknowledge any anxiety or fear or doubt or disbelief that is keeping you from doing it. Number 5, believe that you can do it. Number 6, find you support in helping you do it. And number 7, celebrate your process. Once you get going, celebrate your process. If you took a baby step, celebrate that process. If you took 5 steps, celebrate that process. That's what keeps you doing it. That's what keeps you knowing that you can do something else again. Celebrate and know that you can do it. Yes, just do it is easier said than done, but it can be done. And you are the right person to make it happen. All right. This is Cammie C here, your impact coach, with your impact moment for today. I want you to go out there and do it. I want you to go out there and try something new just this morning. Try something new. Do something different. Even if it's taking another route to work. Why? Because when I do something different, that now activates other components of my life to know that I can push myself beyond my comfort zone, beyond my normal routine, beyond my schedule. Right? Do it differently. Just do it. But take these 7 steps and I want you to apply it, and I want you to know that you can do it. It's not always promised to be easy, but it's promised that if you take the step, it can be done. All right, this is Cami C, your impact coach with your impact moment. As I always say, make sure you do what? Touch your heart, love a life, and give somebody a smile. And at the end of the day, because you're going to choose to do it, I want you to choose to make an impact. Make it a wonderful Friday. Enjoy your day, and I will holler at you later.